Mercy is twice blessed. It blesses the one who gives and blesses the one who receives. William Shakespeare. Dearly beloved in Jesus Christ, welcome to the reflections of Second Easter Sunday or Divine Mercy Sunday. Once in a remote village, there lived a shepherd. The shepherd had a huge flock which he used to take every day for grazing into the green pastures. In the flock, there was one cute little lamb, and this cute one was a naughty lamb. Whenever the shepherd took the flock for grazing, this lamb used to go away from the path and roam around wherever it likes. The shepherd would go after the lost one, bring it back, and put in right path. But still, again after some time, this little lamb would go astray from the flock. But again, the loving shepherd would go after it and bring it back and keep in the flock. And this is the routine thing happening to this little one. Every time it goes astray, the shepherd goes and brings it back and keeps it secure with the flock. But the little lamb did not change her behavior. One day, when it went astray, the shepherd went after the lost one, brought it back. But this time, when he brought it back, he looked straight into the eyes of the lamb. With the loving mercy, he broke one of its legs. Immediately, he poured ointment on it and put a bandage around the wound and put it on his shoulder and took wherever it needs. He carried the wounded lamb on his shoulder for 10 to 15 days and bandaged every day and gave the care and water, food that it needs. After 15 days, the lamb was perfectly healed. It is capable to run around once again. But now, it changed its behavior. It never went astray from the flock. What do you think the reason for it? Do you think it's because of the punishment that the shepherd gave? No. The sheep understood the loving mercy of the shepherd. God, the loving Father, also acts the same way regarding human beings. He is all merciful, all loving. He never punishes the humanity. But only there are some corrective measures which will improve one's own life and life of the entire community in which he lived. Therefore, on this Divine Mercy Sunday, understand that God never gives punishments to anyone. There are only corrective measures. Today's second reading is taken from the first letter of St. Peter. And here St. Peter clearly tells, because of the loving mercy of God, we are all reborn through His resurrection. We are saved, we have new life, not because we merited it, just because He is merciful and He is giving it free for all of us. Again in the Gospel passage, we have an episode where the loving Father shows the merciful face to Thomas who doubted his faith. Jesus did not get frustrated because Thomas doubted Him. He, in His loving mercy, strengthened his faith by showing the wounds which He had to bear for us. Therefore, on this day, understand God is always merciful. He never punishes the humanity. Secondly, from today's literature of the word, let us try to understand what is the main element that builds a community. Today's first reading is taken from the book of Acts, and in this reading we are told the four basic elements that build up a community. They are the gospel teaching, koinonia or communionship, breaking of the bread, and prayer. On these four pillars, the first community built the church. Are we using all these four means and methods to build a community in this modern scenario? Therefore, try to understand these are the four main elements that can bring us new life. In gist, today's liturgy of the word teaches us two important lessons. The first one, God never punishes His people, but there are some corrective measures for the betterment of the humanity. Secondly, we need prayer, Word of God, communionship for the building of the community. Only when we have these things, we can make a beautiful human society. That God bless us all.